कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरदारी। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदना व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Jai Radha Jama Sundara Jama Sundara De Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का चर अष्टोत्तर चतुर्श्री श्रीमती द्रव्यंगेसी भक्ति वेदांत संशुपोपाद की जाए एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का चर अष्टोत्तर चतुर्श्री श्रीमती द्रव्यंगेश्वर भक्ति सिद्धांत सर ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जाए अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जाए नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जाए प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाए श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाए ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगामय यमुनामय की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बो आलोरीश्वर सिंबुलियोटी हरे कृष्ण आलोरीश्वर सिंबुलियोटी हरे कृष्ण आलोरीश्वर सिंबुलियोटी हरे कृष्ण आलोरीश्वर सिंबुलियोटी हरे कृष्ण Alloris, Guru and Gauranga, Subhapad. Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vishaya, Bhutare, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Ram. Namaste, Saraswati Deve, Gauravani, Pracharan, Nirvisesha, Sunyavad, Pachat, Destan. Okay, thank you for joining. So, today we will be discussing about the Vijaya Dasami, Dussehra. Hope we all know about Vijaya Dasami, Dussehra, what it is. You heard, huh? Dussehra, most of you heard? Right. Yeah, okay. Let's offer our prayers and then we'll discuss. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaः Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yatkrupat Tamam Vande Sri Gurum Devatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswar Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhayeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Vijaya Dasami has a lot of significances, or Dasara has a lot of significance. The one point I want to bring it to the attention, or the main focus for this particular festival, is to realign. Vijaya Dasami means victory. Victory on what? Dasami means 10th day. There are two main important events happen on this Vijaya Dasami, also called Dasara. Das means 10, Hara means victory. Victory over the evil, adharma, irreligion, fear, anger, frustration, all the unwanted things. But the Lord Ramachandra killing Ravana, who has 10 heads, which 10 heads represent 10 things, which we'll discuss. That is the key aspect, which means internally it is representing, first of all, why one should celebrate festivals. Why one should celebrate this particular Vijayadashmi Dasara. It is mainly to recenter, realign ourselves, refocus, reprioritize, as these things are generally mentioned also in the IT world. I don't know if business it is done. I'm sure because they have to also many times depending on the time, place, circumstance, especially now COVID and wars, whatnot. They have to reprioritize, otherwise they may lose business if they don't prioritize. Same way in IT also, time to time they change the focus. So these festivals are mainly to bring from various angles, from social, community, financial, so various angles. These festivals are to bring with Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu in the center of our life to realign ourselves. The biggest problem here, Lord Ramachandra killing Ravana, who has 10 heads representing 10 different things: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, and mind, Mana, contaminated consciousness, mind, and contaminated intelligence, Buddhi, Hare Krishna, uh, contaminated intelligence and consciousness, contaminated consciousness, mind, intelligence, and then Chitta, contaminated consciousness, mind, intelligence, and also the ego, false ego. Real ego means servant of God, servant of spiritual master, servant of devotees. So these are the 10 heads representing 10 things, 10 anarthas, 10 unwanted things, which are not going to help. So that's why we have to bring the focus back. That's a realigning. It is like, I will give example that most of us familiar with. There is a four-wheel alignment. Most of us have cars, I assume, at least in the Western world. So there's a four-wheel alignment. Whenever you change new tires, ideally they will balance and they will rotate. But generally, you have to take it to the car dealer to do the realignment, four-wheel realignment. Otherwise, it could be may not be in a good situation for driving and overall, for the car maintenance. So the same way, this here in this case also, the realignment of those four aspects we can consider as the realigning ourselves in terms of the utilizing our body and senses, using our words, tongue, and using our mind, and fully surrendering ourselves, the Saranagat with consciousness. So these are the four things that the sannyas also is mentioned in that way. Four dandas, three danda and one more danda. Three danda represents sat nyas, dovetailing everything, the body along with senses, gross body and senses, and the mind and the words, kaya, mana, vak, and with saranagat, with full surrender, offering all everything to the service of the Lord. Lord is in the center. So that is what any festival in Vedic culture, in Sanatan Dharma, the main aspect of the festival, the verses different places, um, Masotsava, Varshikotsava, Samvatsavotsava. So Lord likes to celebrate festivals, deity worship, worshipping dressing and the Abhishek. Lord likes out of many things. So on these festivals, The Lord is bathed, Lord is dressed gorgeously, Lord is fed with various items. Obviously, we also will receive all that. So that's why the most of the festivals are surrounding the social aspects, so that people come together and realign themselves with Krishna in the center, revitalize their, everybody is going through so many things, difficulties, distresses. Someone has financial problems, someone has different problems. So these festivals bring them to again realigning, revitalizing, reprioritizing, refocusing themselves with Krishna in the center. So that is the main purpose of here. Also, Vijayadashmi, especially Vijayadashmi, is the most auspicious. One is Lord Ramachandra killing Ravana, 10 another killing, removing from the heart. It's not just only killing, we burn the effigy and day is over, next day again same thing will continue. But that's not the purpose of Vijayadashmi Dasara. It's more to do with the internal cleansing of our heart, realigning our consciousness. So that is the main purpose, more than burning the effigy of Ravan. It is more to remove from our heart. So that's even when Lord Ramachandra is killing Ravana at the last day, there also that significance is there. Had to keep coming again and again. So anarthas again and again reappear. The fruity mentality or the proclivities in the heart will keep coming again and again to enjoy separately from the Lord. So or become envious of the Lord, to enjoy the property separately from the, like Ravana. Ravana represents, especially the lust is personified. Out of these 10 things, as well, that is the more emphasized or stressed in his character, in his behavior. The second aspect is also mentioned, which is starting this Sunday, is Navaratri, because Mother Durga Devi killed one of the demon Mahisasur on the 10th day. 9 days she fought, and on the request of the demigod, she fought with this demon and then killed on the 10th day. So in this way, also victorious. So victory over the demoniac mentality. So that's why each day the different personality. Durga has many names. Durga Devi. So one day Saraswati Devi, like that. There are different. I forget now. So but each day represent some aspects. Specific day, specific worship is there, specific puja is there. All 9 days, various goddesses are worshipped, but it's all forms of Durga are worshipped in various ways gorgeously 9 days. And 10th day is Vijayadashmi. That is the very auspicious, very famous muhurta of Akshaya Tritiya, muhurta of Vijayadashmi. Throughout the day, anytime you can do Grow Pravesh, Annaprasam, Vidyaramba, opening new business, or starting devotion service, starting chanting, starting reading Bhagavatam, whatever. Anything we do, especially more and more spiritual practices, spiritual activities, that day will bring more and more auspiciousness. It is eternal. So it will help us to be fixed in that. We'll be able to do it very easily because of that bala, the strength is there in that particular muhurta on Vijayadashmi day. So that's why you'll see on marriages also Vijayadashmi day, most of the events, it's always everybody is busy with various festivals. Hare Krishna, no talking. So that is the main significance. Some other things are there, but it's part of the Chaturmasya. This festival comes within the Chaturmasya period, 4 months rainy period, especially before the Damodar month, Kartik month starting this particular pastime. So this Navaratri is starting on Sunday because Saturday is Amavasya. Sunday starting and all the way it goes to I think 22nd or 23rd Tuesday. I think 9 days. It ends on the 10th Vijayadashmi Dasara. So this is the foremost significance, especially realigning, as I mentioned, the four aspects of four-wheel alignment: mind, body and senses, the words, and the consciousness in which we do everything. So here Ravana has 10 heads. He was expert actually. He was a Shastri. The 10 heads also represents he is expert in six Shastras and four Vedas. He has studied because he was born from a Vishrava. His father is Vishrava, great sage. He is son of a Pulastya, Lord Brahma's son. Pulastya, and from him Vishrava was born, Brahmana's son. One way is Brahmana, but he utilized everything to go against the Lord and enjoy everything. Separate agenda. So not aligned with the Lord's or Gurus. You will see one conversation also. He argued pretty much with everybody. He was not aligned with anyone. He himself is on his own. Neither he aligned with Bali, even when he went to ask for help from Bali Maharaj when he was in trouble, he didn't align with him either. Neither when he was praying to Lord Shiva, then when you are in danger, call me. So that time also Lord Shiva is instructing, even though he is the master, in one sense spiritual master, but still he didn't align him with even with Lord Shiva also. What Lord Shiva is instructing, he didn't want to follow. So from the beginning, his whole life is always misalignment. No alignment with anyone. Is always trying to enjoy separately. Independent behavior is there. So this whole Vijaya Dasami, especially the Lord Ramchandra became victorious over Ravana, representing this things we want to do separately from the Lord. So giving up, even though he was expert in studying the Shastra, he knows he's very knowledgeable. So 64 arts he learned, but using it for his own enjoyment. Doesn't matter what's going to happen with all others, his own family, so his own brothers. He didn't listen to even with Vibhishna. So most of the times he has misalignment with everybody. So even to the extent that out of 10 heads, he had 9 heads when he was taking Mother Sita. 9 heads rejected. No, right. But the main head, there's no, they only accepted. So he's always had misalignment from everyone, basically, from spiritual masters to the Brahmanas to Lord Brahma. So from every angle, he basically rejected everybody's idea and he always accepted whatever he wanted to do. He did. So that's one way why Lord comes. Just where is it? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamyam परित्राणाय साधूनाम विनाशाय चतुष्कृताम dharma samsthapanardaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Especially Lord is coming in Treta Yuga. Lord has appeared. Ramadi Murtish Kalera Nimena Tishtam Nanavataram Akarot Bhuvaneshu Kintu. Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Parama Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. You can talk later. Okay. Thank you. Or you can go and play if you're bored. So Ramadi Murtishu Kaleranism. There are out of so many innumerable incarnations, 3 personalities, special personalities, Purusha, Paravasta Avatar, Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, Lord Narsingha, Paravasta. Out of so many incarnations, these 3 are. That's why in Hare Krishna Mahamantra also we have Rama's name, Lord Rama. So Lord Rama, Lord Balarama, Lord Radhika Raman, Lord Sankarshan Ram. So Parasuram you can take in either way. So all those things can be considered when we say Rama. But Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Narsingha, they can exhibit full in full. Especially Lord Krishna is the Purna Purushottam. He exhibits the topmost because Lord Ramchandra, Lord Narsingha doesn't play the flute. So that's why Lord Krishna has specific attributes further. Venu Madhuri, Leela Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri. That there are 4 aspects. Is especially Venu Madhuri and Rupa Madhuri. Most beautiful and is plays flute and amorous pastimes only Lord Krishna performs. So that is a special aspect of out of even 3 Paravasta avatar. So it's almost they are full in one sense. But when they appear, when they come, when they exhibit, only Lord Krishna exhibits the most fullest, topmost. From him, everything coming. So in this way, Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is explaining. Ramadi Murtishu Kalena Nimena Tishtam. All the incarnations are coming from Lord Ramachandra. So that's there's various songs also. So describing how Lord Ramachandra showed by example is Maryada Purushottam came to teach especially how to be ideal king, ideal husband, ideal father, ideal ideal servant, leader. So but rather he gave it to the his, people. That's why when he went back also to the back to Vaikunta, back to his original place where he came from, Lord took all the citizens of Ayodhya. He was not interested for his own. Rather, he came to teach everybody and he wants to give himself to everybody. So that's why it may be difficult to accept sometimes where Lord Ramchandra did. He went to 14 years exile and then, Mother Sita, when he killed also Ravan, that time also directly didn't accept. Everybody was bewildered. Yeah, what are you saying? Lord Ramchandra didn't accept. Tell her that she can do anything, whatever she wants. That's how he put it. Then what is he saying? Hanuman didn't understand. Lakshmana didn't understand. Vivek didn't understand. Mm, so that's how Lord said. But it is for the purpose of more to do with as a king how one he should behave for the benefit of the kingdom, benefit of everybody. He has acted in that way. So he didn't take everything into his own hands. As a king, I can do whatever I like, but to show to the people, he has acted in a particular manner to establish the religious principles as going by the words of the Shastra. But Ravana is completely opposite. Even though he knows Shastra, but he used everything for his own enjoyment. He wanted the master. He never accepted Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna as the Lord. He himself, he thought, I am the 14, I am conquering everybody, I am conquering all the demigods. If you look at the history, the whole Sri Lanka itself misaligned. Mm. The incident happens going back to the history. Ramayana explains that in the beginning, the Sri Lanka has formed. That one day when who's that Vasuki, there was a this Vasuki was used for Samudra Manthan. So then there were two Gandharvas discussing aspect of this, that who is great. Vasuki is so great because Lord has used it for to do the Samudra Manthan. Vasuki as a rope, so he must be very strong. Nobody is stronger than. So even more stronger than Vayu, air. So obviously air is there. Vayu is everywhere. So air is everywhere. So Vayu, god of Vayu, immediately heard what these guys are discussing. Gandharvas immediately came there. Who are you discussing? What is the topic? And then he heard. Then he became very, popped up and said, "No, no one is stronger than me. I am the wind god. I am the Vayu. So I am very strong. No one is stronger than me." So that's how it starts the discussion. Then then they brought Vasuki. And then Vayu was there. They both argued who's great, who's strong. And they said, okay, let's make a deal. So we'll see who's strong. Then what they did, they went to the Meru mountain. Big Meru is very huge, large in the height wise. Everything revolves around Meru mountain. So around that Meru mountain, Vasuki is going to tie himself 3 times. Is putting himself 3 times, coiling whole Meru. Vasuki is so gigantic, also so huge, so long. And then Vayu has to blow so that he can remove that. He can blow Vasuki, and Vasuki will basically come out of his coils. So by his wind, strength of the wind. That was the bet. So then, but this was never discussed with Meru. This was never discussed with anybody. The here itself is misaligned. So the comparison, many times as people do the compare with others. This comparison is not a good idea. Comparison for actually improving our service is one thing positively, but comparing for some wrong reasons, then it's not good for devotional practices. Here also, Vayu and Vasuki, they didn't consult anybody. They themselves were as that ego, that who's great, who's strong. They didn't consult anybody before they make the deal. They didn't even consult the Meru. So they made this deal, and then they started fighting in this way. The Vayu started blowing air so strong. Then on Meru itself, you didn't tell me before, and why are you both are fighting, and I'm in the middle, and I'm going through. I have to withhold, and so I'm going through this struggle because you both are fighting, and you put me in the middle. because Meru is supporting so many things on the mountain. Everybody has to face this distress because of these two personalities fighting for themselves. So then Lord Brahma listened. Lord Brahma heard what's happening with this whole pastime. Then Lord Brahma came down. So came down and stopped them. So then finally they stopped because Lord Brahma came and stopped them. And then when he uncoiled, that time one of the big stone, one of the big piece of the Meru mountain came fell. So that became the Trikuta mountain. That became Trikuta mountain. So that's where on top of Trikuta mountain is the Sri Lanka is there. So this whole Lanka where Lord Ravana. So before that, Kuvera has taken that place. It is a beautiful place. The demigods used to use it for their enjoyment, and especially Kuvera used to live there. And then later on, then the wife of Vishravas, is Kaikasi. He had also another wife also, but Kaikasi is one of the. So Kaikasi is a demoness. So Vishtavas is a Brahmana. So that's why obviously the result is different. So Ravana was born, then Kumbhakarna, then Vibhishan, then Sorpanaka, then Khara and Dosna. This one in between, I think 2 hours difference. All six of them born at same time, almost six couplets, triplets, or whatever you want to call. So that's how they appeared, and pretty much this demoniac mentality was there, because with what consciousness engage in activity, especially here in the and demoness and Brahmana. So even though he has learned everything, all the Vedic knowledge, but completely used in for wrong purpose, as Krishna calls in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Shastra Vidim Utsrijya Vartate Kama Karna Siddhim Navapnoti Nalapate Pram. As soon as the living entity uses his Vedic knowledge or whatever he's learning, Shastra Gnan, whatever, in a wrong purpose, he is given up the essence of the rules and religion, Vedanta Sutras, Vedas, Puranas. Then immediately he has no benefit. He will not get benefit in this life or the next life. Yes, Shastra Vidim Usrija, Anugusha, Na Siddhim, Navapnoti, Na Lapate Pram. No benefit he cannot enjoy in this life or neither next life. He'll have to suffer the consequences because he is giving up the instructions of Shastra and Sadhu and Guru. So in this way, it starts the origination of the Sri Lanka itself as misalignment because of that Vasuki and Vayu wind god fighting themselves because of comparison. Who's great? They didn't consult anybody. And later on, then Ravana learned so many 64 arts, everything for his own enjoyment. He conquered pretty much. And then, so Kaikasi told, seeing Kuvera occupying this beautiful place of Trikuta mountain at Sri Lanka on top, beautiful place, it has all the opulences. Then she became envious. Why Kuvera should enjoy all this? Ravana, you can get it. So you perform severe austerities. So then they all performed severe austerities. Then Lord Brahma came down and gave the blessings, and then one by one, then obviously Ravana asked whatever he want to enjoy and to become immortal. So that's why his life is put in the, I think some say navel, some say in the heart. All is actually his life is not in the. So he was that whole power of all the 10 heads is kept in the navel or in the heart space. So that's why when Lord Ramchandra at the end he killed the last day. So when everybody finished, only he was left to fight. Lord, then he was killing one by one. Head is going, but again and again heads are coming, keep coming. So it's like anarthas again and again keep coming. So unless we completely purify our heart, so until that these anarthas will keep coming because not by karma, not by jnana, not by yoga. This anartha, the proclivities, the inside, the desires inside the heart cannot be purified so easily. So that you will see that Vishwamitra, Saubhri, so many sages, so many yogis, great yogis, they all fell down because it is not to do with artificially controlling the senses. One must actually purify the heart. Purify, that's why I mentioned that it is this festival is to do with realigning ourselves in terms of the body and senses, in terms of the words, in terms of the mind, and in terms of the whole consciousness. So out of the 10 heads, 10 aspects is also mentioned of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. is mentioned six, and then but the mind is contaminated. Mind wants to enjoy separately because first thing is the attachment. Mind is absorbed like antenna. It is absorbing all the unwanted things and putting in the front. Here you go. Let's enjoy. So that is the mind job. Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsa. That's where everything starts. The anger, the frustration, everything is coming. This is the first point. Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsa. As soon as the mind is absorbed in the sense object, it will finish. From there only it starts. Dhyayato Vishyan Pumsa. Sangas Tesh Upajayate. Immediately we want to associate, we want to enjoy. Upajayate. Sangas Sanjayate. Kama Krodhat Vijayate. So initially, you want desire to enjoy separately from the Lord, then that becomes anger and frustration, illusion, lamentation, everything. That is the root beginning, the mind, which is contaminated. So that's mind, and then the intelligence. So that's why at the end of chapter 3, Krishna is stressing Arjuna that one way to conquer this, all these things, is to you must purify the intelligence by repeated hearing. Repeated hearing. Sharpen your intelligence because intelligence is also contaminated. Intelligence, that's why, again, last verses of Bhagavad Gita, third chapter is very important. Karma Yoga, how to perform our karma, with what intelligence, with what consciousness one should perform. Lord Krishna is ending the third chapter with these verses. Indriyani parani ahur indriyabhyam param manasastu para buddhe parasastu saha. Above the body and senses is the gross body, gross senses is the mind. Above the mind is intelligence. Above the intelligence is the consciousness. So that's why for the consciousness to pure, for the intelligence has to be purified. When the intelligence is purified, the mind will be stable. Mind will be subdued. Otherwise, mind will bring sankalpa, vikalpa. Accept whatever it wants to enjoy, reject whatever it doesn't want. Like Lord Ravana, not Lord Ravana, demon Ravana wants to enjoy always. He didn't care about anybody giving any instructions, whether it's Bali Maharaj, whether it's Narada Muni. He fought with Narada Muni also. Everywhere he received curses. He didn't care. I am great. No curse can do anything. No one can do anything. So he used to be called. He's such a pundit scholar that Ravana used to be called for sacrifices. He can chant with great pronunciation, but what is the use? Sometimes we become so proud that I can chant the mantras. I can chant everything very nicely, expertly. But if the heart, the consciousness, the utilization, the purpose, the essence is for some other purpose against the Lord, then it has no meaning, no bearing. It has no value. Sema eva hi kevalam. So that's why the essence has to be looked at. And that's what Krishna is looking at. Bhava Grahi Janardana. He's taking the consciousness. What consciousness is living and is doing practicing? Is he doing just for some other purpose, or is he really want to please me? Really doing, trying to come to me, trying to develop attachment to me, or is he doing for some other purpose? So that's what Lord is looking at. More to do with the consciousness. So, but Ravana is always in this kind of enjoyment mentality. So that's why there Krishna is explaining that next to each other, the mind, the intelligence is next to that. It is contaminating the intelligence. Mind is so becoming powerful that it is contaminating intelligence also. Buddhi nast ho gaya. So that's why jayato vishan punsangaste shubha sangha sanjayate kama krodhat vijayate. Krodhat bhavata samo buddhi nas. Indriyani parani ahur indriyabhyam param manasastu parabuddhe parasasti saha. So above the mind is the intelligence, above the intelligence is the soul. So the Krishna explains that the senses, mind, and intelligence are the sitting places of lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. Indriyani manobuddhir asya adhishtanam uchyate etair vimohayati yesha gnanam avrutte dehinam. Indriya means senses, gross body, mano, mind. Buddhi means intelligence. Mind and intelligence, ego is part of the subtle body. Asya adhishtanam, it is there. This lust, the enjoyment mentality, separate enjoyment mentality from the Lord, is sitting, especially Ravana in this case, Vijaya Dasami in this context. It is sitting in my senses, mind, in these three places. The unwanted enjoyment mentality is sitting in these three places. And etair vimohayati esha. It is bewildering. and it is knowledge has been covered. Gnanam avruttayadehina. Lust covers the real knowledge of the living and bewilders him. So that's why in third chapter Bhagavad Gita we are describing that Krishna is telling Arjuna that you must conquer this insatiable lust, O Arjuna, because the enemy has captured the three different strategic positions in the body. And, so, which is mind, intelligence. Mind is center of all activities of the senses, and then sense objects. The mind generally becomes a reservoir of all ideas of sense. As a result, mind and the senses become the depositors of lust. Then the intelligence department becomes the capital of such lustful propensities. Then the intelligence is the immediate next door neighbor of the spirit soul. So the contaminated intelligence influences the spirit soul to acquire the false ego and identify itself with matter. Thus, mind and senses, the spirit soul becomes addicted to enjoying material senses and mistakes this as a true happiness. So this is the position of the Ravana as well. Unconquerable uh, lust in mind, intelligence, ego. So what is the result? How we can conquer this Ravana like demon in the heart? Krishna is telling, Evam buddhe param buddha samstabhya atmanam atmana jehi satrum mahabaho. The insatiable enemy, jehi satrum mahabaho. It's great enemy, not ordinary. Kama rupa durasam, this unwanted enjoyment. Then how we can conquer? Evam buddhe. Thus, knowing oneself to the transcendental to the material senses, because we are spirit soul, we are transcendental to the gross body subtle. Material senses, mind, intelligence. O mighty armed Arjuna, Mahabaho, one should study the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence. That is samstabhya. Study the mind by atmanam atma param evam buddhe param buddha. Two times buddhi, intelligence. What kind of intelligence? By deliberate spiritual intelligence. Krishna Khan. Thus, by spiritual strength, conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. In another place also, Lord gives how this we can conquer this, control the senses and victory. रजस्तमश्च सत्त्वेन सत्त्वं च उपशमेन च एतत् सर्वं गुरुभक्त्या पुरुषो हि अंजसा जयेत्. So one can conquer the modes of passion, ignorance by developing the mode of goodness, or one must become detached from the mode of goodness, which is very very difficult to control. Come out of these three, conquering these three modes by protecting oneself to the platform Suddha Sattva. But there is easier way, which is etat sarvam guru bhaktya. All this can be automatically done if one engages in the service of the spiritual master with faith and devotion. In this way, one can conquer the more influence of modes of material nature. These six kind of anarthas, or 10. So contaminated mind, contaminated intelligence, ego, and consciousness, along with the six kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya. So in this way we can conquer. Another way, again. So these are all anarthas. So anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yogam madoksha lokasya janato vidvam chakre sattvata samhitam. Sattva samhita is Srimad Bhagavatam. So one must hear in the association of devotees and read regularly. By that reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one can control the senses and conquer these unwanted enemies. In the 11th canto, so Nava Yogendra is describing to King Nimi, 11 to 12. Srutvo anupadito dhyato adrito va anumodito sadhya panat saddharmo deva viswadruho apihi. Pure devotion service rendered to Supreme is spiritually so potent simply by hearing about such transcendental service, by chanting its glories in response, Srutva, hearing, Anupadita, repeating, Jata, meditating, Adruta, taking fully, very, very receptive in the heart, Anumodito, glorifying, Sadhyapanat, immediately, Sakrit, by taking once, by respectfully, faithfully accepting and praising devotion service. Even persons who hate the demigods and all other life can immediately purify it, even if he is inimical to others, but by simply accepting, taking the shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam in the heart and hearing and repeating, glorifying, Sadhya Punad Saddharma, immediately he gets purified. In another place, in the same chapter, King Nava Yogendra further saying another way. Na kama karma bijanam yasya chetas sambhava vasudeva kila nilaya savai bhagavatottama. So one who has taken exclusive shelter of the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva,
becomes free from fruitive activities which are based on material lust. In fact, one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord is freed from even the desire to enjoy material sense gratification. Plans for enjoying social prestige and money cannot develop within his mind, but thus he is considered Bhagavatottama, a pure devotee of the Lord on the highest platform. So all the karma vasana, deep-rooted desires, can only be purified by taking the association of the pure devotee. Prabhupada talks about it. Before it is for especially those who are grihasthas, one must regularly come to the temple and see the deity. Prabhupada talks about that chant the holy names and see the deity of the Lord, accept the remnants as food offered to the deity, and here learn discourse on Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Any household who regularly takes advantage of these spiritual facilities, follows the regulated principles of spiritual life, then automatically it is to be considered a bona fide member of Vaishnava community according to Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. So if they get immediately purified, one who takes to this process, even those who are in Grihastha ashram, can also be very quickly, rapidly purified of all these unwanted anarthas, especially these six urges, six anarthas, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya. So in this way one can conquer. Now, as we are discussing as misalignment, as Ravana had misalignment in pretty much everyone, including his spiritual master. He was Narada Muni, not his spiritual. One day Narada Muni was walking by, and then he somehow or the other he meets Narada Muni, and then he challenged even Narada Muni. So he had misalignment even with him. So Narada was flying, Ravana saw him, he called out, "Hey, come here." Narada thought, "Why should I be of any trouble? Let me go there." So now Ravana said, "You teach me the meaning of Om right now." Narada said, "No, meaning of Om is not to be taught people like you. I won't teach." Ravana said, "Why not? I am a disciple and you are a guru. You must teach me." So this is Ravana's mentality. So much false ego. So this is in Treta Yuga. This started in Treta Yuga. Disciple telling their guru what to do. So then Narada Muni said, "This is not for this age, Ravana. You please wait." Ravana said, "No. Do you know who I am? I am Trilokeswar Ravana. Here is my sword." He had a sword called Chandrahasa. So his sword was so powerful. So he was thinking so that he can cut the Narada Muni with that sword. But Narada Muni is a pure devotee of the Lord. So soul cannot be cut. He is spiritual body. He doesn't have any material. So so then he told the Chandrahasa sword, "Go and kill him." So he didn't do anything. So it will chase you through the 14 planetary systems, kill you and then return. So obviously he couldn't do anything. So he tried his best. It can cut through steel, brass, and illusion, everything, but he couldn't do anything. Then uh, then the Narada said, "You are showing me some sport and you think you are going to frighten me and teaching you the Vedas. This is not the principle for learning Vedas. What kind of knowledge will you get from me? That knowledge will become useless. So I will not teach you." So, all right, Narada, so get ready. So, I'm always ready now. What do you mean, get ready now? So, he took the sword and he tried to do that and he failed it. So, and then again, he took the trident which emits fire. Then he tried that, so which also did, so that also didn't work. So pretty much he tried all his best, but nothing worked. Narada is still standing chanting Lord's names. Then so don't. Then Narada. So everything, he threw everything, whatever he had at Narada, was catching them and giving them back. Don't lose his weapons aside. Touched Narada's feet and gave him a seat. "Please tell me," he inquired, "how come you are not killed?" Then Narada said, "This is the benediction from Supreme Lord that I have got a spiritual body. You don't understand this. Once upon a time you also had one, but you lost it because of some mistake. Don't waste time trying to kill me because I won't die." Ravana said, "Then what I want also, that's what I want also. Can you teach me the trick?" Narada said, "Very simple. Just accept Vishnu as the Supreme Lord. Surrender unto him." Ravana's face completely. Then he left immediately as soon as he worship Lord Vishnu. So because he doesn't want to surrender. That is the first problem. So not only that, when he because he was an expert in chanting the mantras. So one day he was being called to chant the mantras in the sacrifice. While chanting the mantras, the demons are also chanting. Ravana read all the Vedas, but he has so much enjoyment, mentality, lust, especially against other women. So Lord Brahma already told Agni. So Agni was so much caught up with this chanting of Ravana chanting mantras. He said, "No, I want to go there." So Brahma warned already. So okay, if you want to go, you go alone. No, he said, "No, no, how can I go? No, you can't go to sacrifice alone, especially if you're Grihastha, you have to take your wife." So he took his wife. He didn't pay any heed to Lord Brahma's words. Then what happens? That's why one must follow, especially the Brahmana, Vaishnava, as well as the Guru's instruction. One who doesn't follow, then the result will be opposite. That's what happened here. Brahma said, "All right, go, but don't take your wife." Then Agni said, "How is it Vedic that one goes without wife to sacrifice? I go without her, I will only be 50%. I must go with my wife." Rama said, "Well, if that is written on your head, what can I say? You go." So Ravana was circumambulating the fire with folded hands, chanting the mantras. Then Agni came, Ravana, I'm here. Ravana looked around, not only was he there, but Agni's wife, Swaha, was also there. So she looked so beautiful. So as beautiful as fire. She is actually the flame of the fire. When Ravana looked at her, immediately lifted her and flew away in the middle of his yajna before completing it. The priests were shouting, "Ravana, at least do the Purnahuti." What Purnahuti? Woman is more important than Agni, than Purnahuti. So then he immediately left from that place. So this is how the misalignment everywhere pretty much. This is kind of enjoyment mentality. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Masar is lust personified, Ravana. And in this way, we can see that throughout, this kind of mentality is there. How to gain? So one must align with Shastra, Sadhu, and Guru. One must reprioritize, reawaken our relationship with the Supreme Lord. That way, we can actually conquer our senses. Otherwise, it will be the position of the Ravana at the end. Lord Ramachandra gives one more, even in the last stage also, when he was being, everybody was killed. Pretty much everyone was killed. At that time, Lord Ramachandra, uh, almost Ravana was captured. He's about to be killed. He's about to release the arrow. Then Lord Ramachandra said, "So I will give you one more day. You can go back and think, rethink, and come back. And then if you want to surrender, then I will uh, give the mother Sita back, and then you can take the kingdom. You can rule." So that option also he has given. But so Ravana said, "No, I'm not going to go back, Sita." Um, so even Lord Shiva said, when he was in great danger. So at that time, then when he came back, then so he has given time. All right, I'll give you some time. You go today, come back tomorrow. So with the good decision of giving Sita back to me, if you do that, then everyone who's dead will come back, even those Ravana soldiers, his demon soldiers. You'll get all your opulences as if it has never happened. People will forget what they knew of you. You will be known as a noble king. I'll go back to Ayodhya in good friendship. Ravana felt this is a great insult that he was not killed. So he went back to his palace. Then he remembered that Lord Shiva once said to him, "When your life is in danger, you call me. I'll save you." So then he started using his Veena, Rudra Veena. And then Shiva's personal instrument was given to him. So then he was started praying to Lord Shiva. Then Lord Shiva appeared. So he immediately appeared and he asked, "Why did you call me?" Ravana said, "My life is in danger." "So how is your life in danger?" Then Ravana said, "I took the wife of son of Dasarath. He came here with his army of monkeys and they killed everybody. Even Kumbhakarna, Indrajit, everyone is gone. I am the only one left. After that, king insulted me by telling me, 'You go, I won't kill you today. Come back tomorrow.' So over and above everything, I am insulted. Please save my prestige and my life." That's what he's asking Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva said, "So I must save your life. I will save your life. Here I am saving your life. Give Sita back." Ravana said, "No. The same thing again. You are cheating me. You promised me you would save my life, but you are not doing it." Shiva said, "No, I am saving your life. Did I say that to save your life? I would go and fight with someone. I have my own method of saving your life. Just take this small piece of advice. Give back Sita. Everything will be wonderful." Ravana said, no, I expected that you would go and fight with Rama and finish him. Shiva said, I don't mind, I can go and fight with Rama, but I will be finished. Ravana said, no, I'm not going to give back Sita. Shiva said, all right, then you will die. Who can protect you? So in this way, he had misalignment even with his own master. Lord Shiva was Ishtadev and he was praying and then he didn't even follow the advice either. So then next day he went back. Then Ravana came the next day. Then when he came, Ramachandra was standing there holding his bow. Even to carry that bow was very difficult. It was much bigger than his body and very heavy. He used to hold it like he was holding some grass. When Ravana came and Lakshmana said, Jai, finally he is surrendering. And the next moment Ravana said, what am I doing? No, I am here to fight with you. Then Rama fired his arrow and he finished Ravana. Then all of Ravana's queens came, they were crying. Then Vibhishana and Hanuman came to Ramachandra. They said, so the war is over, we are arranging for the cremation of Ravana. We are performing Shraddha for all the ones who are dead. Please instruct us about bringing Sita. Ramachandra said, this is also another one. Yes, you both go and tell Sita that Ravana is killed and you bring her here. So they went there. Sita Devi has already got all the news from Vibhishana's daughter. Hanuman told her, Mother, you are being called by Ramachandra, you just come. So she dressed in the same cloth in which she was taken away by Ravana and which was hanging on the tree. She dressed herself up and she came. When she came, Hanuman and Vibhishana came and said to Ram, here is your wife Sita. Ramachandra said, tell her that she can do anything she likes and go anywhere she likes. I have killed Ravana and she has no fear now. She can go where she likes. Hanuman cried and he was looking at Vibhishana saying, what is this? Cross the ocean, build a bridge, kill the demons, bring a mountain, and then you go wherever you like. Did he actually say this? Vibhishana said, yes, he did. I'm also confused. So then they went to Lakshmana and asked him, what is this? Lakshmana said, that's what I'm also wondering. What is this? So then they all came back to Rama. Vibhishana was leading the party. Oh Lord Ramachandra, can you please repeat what you have said? Ramachandra said, didn't you hear me? Now our work is done. You have killed the demons, so we'll go back. You can tell this lady to do whatever she wants. So then Hanuman came to Sita Devi. He was looking at her face. She said, didn't you hear what he said? Hanuman said, yes, he said you can do whatever you like. Sita, to you tell this king, my husband, that this in going anywhere I liked, I did not have to wait all this time. I could have gone anywhere I liked. I was only waiting for him to come. Now why is he rejecting me? Then she prayed to all the devas. Then they all appeared there. Even Janak Maharaj and Dasarath Maharaj came. They were all present. Then they said, Ramachandra, this is your wife Sita. This whole program you did was to get back her back. Now you take her back. Ramachandra said, no, I don't have to take her back. Dasarath and Janaka came and said to him, no, this will be the too hard for her. Please take her back. Ramachandra said, how will I take her back? She's not my wife. Then everyone became confused. Brahma came there and said, because when Ravana came to kidnap her, so Lakshmana put a line, Lakshmana Rekha, not to cross that line when he went to find the deer. Um, so that time, when Mother Sita came out on that line, because Ravana used his own illusory words and everything, that I won't come inside. So otherwise I'll go back. So she thought, then, you are from Dasara, you are from great dynasty. How can you not please the sadhu? So many words he used. Then Mother Sita came out and then gave. As soon as he came out, and then Ravana kidnapped her. At that time, Agni kept the original Sita and kept the illusory Sita. So what Ravana took is illusory Sita. But Lord wants even the other Sita to also not to be with Ravana. Ravana cannot take, so that he wants to bring her back. So that's why here she's not my. She is saying she's not my wife. Yeah. Then everyone became confused. Brahma came there and said, "This is your leela. You just take an avatar to finish the demons and protect the devotees, but you don't do too much leela because we'll get confused. Leela is all right, but not too much Leela. So here is your wife, just take her." Rama said, she's not my wife. Brahma said, why? How can she be my wife? She stayed in Ravana's garden for so long, 4 months. I may take her as my wife, but when I go back to Ayodhya, what will I say to my citizens? They will say, Rama, you went to the forest. How was everything? Everything was all right except that my wife stayed with Ravana for 4 months. What will they think? Will I be able to keep this lady on the throne as my queen, on the Simhasan, the great seat of the Ikshvaku dynasty? Some woman who left her husband and stayed somewhere else for 4 months. They will complain to me. Hanuman asked Ramachandra, then what are you supposed to do? Rama said, you ask Sita. So Hanuman came back with Sita and said, you solve the problem. Sita said, ask him if he wants, I can go to the fire and prove that I am pure. Vibhishana came and told Ramachandra. And Ramachandra said, yes, that's a good idea. Tell Lakshmana to make a fire. Sita would walk into the fire. After all that trouble, so he left that place, and Vibhishana also left that place. They couldn't tolerate. Lakshmana was a thankless person all the time. He was always given thankless jobs. So he went to Mother Sita and told her, please come and go into the fire. Sita Devi climbed into the fire. She was sitting on the fire, and the fire was glowing. Nothing happened to her. That's all there. So in the Ramayana. But something did happen. What happened was that Agni came there and brought the original Sita. Sita was actually never in Sri Lanka. This was a big mystery. So when Maricha got the arrow of Ramachandra in his heart, he shouted, "Oh Lakshmana, oh Sita Devi!" Sita Devi told Lakshmana, "Your brother is in trouble. You must go and save him." Lakshmana was smiling. Sita said, "What kind of demoniac person are you? How can you smile and laugh when your brother is getting killed by demons?" Lakshmana said, "What problem is there? When people get a problem, they chant Rama's name. How can he have a problem? Anyone who is afraid of enemy, they chant Rama's name. They get protected. How can he have an enemy? He's protecting everyone in this world. How can he have a problem?" Sita Devi said, "Now I know your plan. You always wanted to have me as your wife. Now that Rama will be dead, you will be happy." Lakshmana closed his ears. "Oh no, what is this?" Then she said, "If not, then you must go now." So he said, "All right, I will go." But then he thought, "I'm not just going to leave like this." So he took his Agni Astra, the Astra of fire. He drew a line in the front of ashram. He said, "You be beyond this line. Don't cross this line." So then Ravana came as a sannyasi. He was trying to first enter the house. When he came, he touched the line and the fire came. He couldn't go in. Then he called, "Is there anyone in the house?" Sita Devi came and Ravana asked, "Is this the son of a Dasarath's house? He's in exile. Nobody who comes to this house goes without getting something. So I will give you something." Then she brought some fruits. Ravana said, "I don't enter houses. I am a nice sannyas. You have to come outside and bring it to me." She said, "I have been told by my protector not to cross this line." He said, "All right, I won't take. I'm going and I'm angry." She said, "No, no, no, don't go angry." He said, "Yes, all these Dasharatha and Rama, they're all just misers. They don't give any charity." So see the illusory words of Ravana. So he wants to uh, go always against religion. I am going. I'll tell everyone this is Rama. So Sita Devi thought, "Oh, this is very bad. I have to protect the name of my husband." So she crossed the line. When she crossed the line, the fire came again, and Agni took her to his palace. He produced a Sita who was illusory, and that was the Sita Ravana took. So in this way, we can understand that how this pastime was concluded finally. So in this way, one can understand the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. One can conquer the illusion, lust, anger, greed, everything. So by that, taking shelter of the Supreme Lord. So we'll sing beautiful bhajan and then we'll conclude. Ayodhyavasi Ram, 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 Dasarath Nandana Ram. अयोध्यावासी राम, 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम, 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम, 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। पतिता पावन जानकी जीवन, सीता मोहन राम। अयोध्यावासी राम, 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 दशरथ नंदन राम। रामचंद्र रघुवीरा, रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र रघुवीरा रामचंद्र रणधीरा रामचंद्र मम बंधो रामचंद्र दयसिंधु रामचंद्र मम बंधो रामचंद्र दयसिंधु रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र रघुवीर रामचंद्र रणधीर रामचंद्र रघुवीर रामचंद्र रणधीर रामचंद्र मम बंधो रामचंद्र दयसिंधु रामचंद्र मम बंधो रामचंद्र दयसिंधु रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ रामचंद्र रघुनाथ रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय। श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। So let us take shelter of Lord Ramachandra and Lord Hanuman. By the mercy of Lord Hanuman and Lord Ramachandra, we can conquer all the unwanted things. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.